Welcome back, everyone, to Ultimate General American Revolution. Well, I played through the first couple episodes of a campaign, but as expected, with a brand new game that I've never played before and playing through the campaign for the first time, there's a lot to learn. And I feel like rather than continuing down the road of the campaign I was playing, which wasn't going particularly well, I find it's much easier to go back and start at the beginning, take what we've learned from the first couple of episodes of the last campaign, and see if we can't apply it to a winning strategy this time around. I've done a few things differently as far as building my general to start this time around. So I'll kind of show you what some of those things are. One of the things I did differently is I took the bonus ship that it gives you rather than some of the other bonuses that were available, including, I think, $10,000 in additional funds. I took the ship instead. I took the extra reputation points instead of the additional muskets that I took last time. So a few different options that I took advantage of last time around. So this time around, we're going to see if we can't take what we've learned, apply it, and maybe have better success against the British forces. So first things first, we're going to have to replay that first battle, the Battle of Lexington and Concord. So we'll go ahead and play through that, and then we'll go from there. All right, so we're going to let our initial units up here just hold the line a little bit, try to hold off the British while we start building our defensive line around the main objective that we have to protect. And it'll get easier and easier to do that as time goes on, as more units enter the field, and we slowly get a big manpower advantage on the field. So the first units have shattered, as expected. Now start getting the bigger units on the field here now. Really, all we're trying to do here is inflict some casualties on the British, because these are the guys we're going to have to fight later on. So anything we can do to help with that. We're just holding these big units in the center for now. Oh, hello. Yeah, they shattered, but we're gonna shatter right back here. He's always going to charge and try to get the better of us when he's got big manpower advantages like that. So that's why I held these guys in reserve, so that I could countercharge whoever he tries to hit with. And as you can see, it worked out pretty good. I'm going to bring these units over here into the center now. Now we're going to start getting some big ones. Start turning the tide. Let's move up here a little bit. I don't think he's got anybody over here on the side. Supply has shattered. Oh, that was his supply, I think. Beautiful. As soon as I get some of these bigger units up, we're going to charge into them big time. And I think these are some, yeah, we're going to get 1,000 right here. We're just going to shatter his line. Come on, come on. There we go. There, we're going to send these guys over. Charge into them. Lovely. We're going to start shattering these units now. Hopefully capture as many of them as we can. Not too many left. Lovely. There's the final score, 618 lost for us, 726 infantry, and 160 missing for him. Of course, we outnumbered him 3-1, so that makes total sense that we would inflict those kind of losses. All right, we've got 15 days to capture Providence. That'll give us 10 reputation, so let's go ahead and do that. We have this third unit now, Strauss. We're going to move him into Leicester and probably just garrison him there for now. Got this unit up in Portsmouth. I am a little worried about them being able to hold out there. And here's our ship, the USS Providence. I'd like to bring that somewhere a little safer. But in the meantime, I would like to use it, see if we can't try and raid a British ship somewhere and get some supplies. And I'm going to bring them around toward Newport. It's not a big force in Providence, so I think we ought to be able to just take them without having to fight this. There we go. Beautiful. So we'll take Providence. We've got a battle on our hands, our first naval battle. All right, so if you've ever seen me play any games like this before, you know I'm not particularly good when it comes to Age of Sail games, but this is not a big British ship that we're dealing with here, so I feel like we should be in decent shape for this one. In fact, I may eventually let the AI control this, but for now I think we're in good shape. What we don't want to do is destroy this guy. We want to capture him, if at all possible. I've got 208 men. He's only got 47 men on board. So, where's the wind going here? Because the main thing is we need to be able to get up alongside him and grapple with him and board him if at all possible. Looks like he's going to come toward me and maybe make that a little easier to do. I think we'll start with trying to disable his sails. There we go. Set the aim area. Let's go for the... There we go. All right, let's see if we can't come up alongside this guy. And board him. I want to get whatever supplies he might have on board. Alright, let's turn this way. He's going to be too far away for that, I'm afraid. Here we go. Slow him down. Get some holes in those sails. There we go. All right, now we're going to go with some grape shot, see if we can't kill some of his men. There we go. Now let's board him. Perfect. Perfect. All right, so now we need to... Oh, we got victory. We don't have enough space to put any of our men over there, but hopefully we were able to capture him. Let's see. Did we capture anything as far as... besides the guns? I guess we'll find out. Well, I don't know. I don't know if we actually got anything or not. Does not appear that we did. But, oh well. All right, we've got Providence, and we'll get some bonus from that. And now we're going to have to turn our focus to taking Newport. Then we'll bring our ship down and dock them at Newport. And we'll have to kind of think about where we want to go from there. All right, we're going to go ahead and march on Newport now. We've got them about 2-1, so I'm feeling pretty good about our chances. Let's not get our general killed right off the bat. All right, I like our odds on this one. He may even flee before we get a chance to fight it. Looks like he's going to fight it. So we've issued a hold order. The hold order gives us some cover. It gives us kind of a rank file, a rank firing situation where the front row will kneel and allow the guys behind to fire. So you can see them holding out some pikes as well. So it's a much better situation for us. Let's get over here. And then we're going to bring up a unit out on the flanks, and we'll keep this unit in reserve. All right, I think we ought to just take advantage of our numbers here. instead of shooting it out, which is not good for militia to be doing. We'll go in with melee and do it that way. There we go. Oh, beautiful. We captured one of them. All right, I'm happy with that. 137 lost. We inflicted over 300 casualties. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Well, we've got ourselves into another naval battle, but this time a ship that's every bit my equal, and I came in with damage already, so at a definite disadvantage. I've been trying to weaken down his sails a little bit. Now that I've done that, I want to try and start causing some damage on him. So far, it's going pretty well. We're just going to try to stay at a distance as best I can. What I wasn't expecting to have happen is to have his ship explode while I was targeting him at range. So it's a victory, but not the kind I'd like. I was hoping to capture the darn thing, but instead, we wiped him out. So, well, I mean, it's one less British ship in the water, I suppose. All right, let's move on. Newport. And we're going to try to get our ship in there, and hopefully we can get it repaired and then continue to use it. We also have the new unit that just formed up in Leicester. That'll definitely help us a lot as well. Well, our ship is right outside of Newport, but they're currently engaged with a smaller ship, which I might dive in and fight that. But first, we've got a couple other things to deal with. We have a quartermaster department now, so let's go ahead and open that up. Look at projects there. All right, we'll start working on quartermaster command. I'm going to start working on barracks for Army innovation. Let's work our way toward being able to get some actual Army forces as quickly as possible. All right, let's go ahead and fight this thing. So the Unicorn looks like it's already on its last legs, so I really need to get the Providence repaired, though. I think we might be better off to not try and board Unicorn, as weak as it already is. We might be better off just to try and sink it. A couple of volleys ought to do the trick. It's a 3-star ship. Actually, I wouldn't mind trying to grab that thing. Get up there and board them. Board them. I'm going to stop firing long enough to try and board. If I can. Easier said than done. In the meantime, I'm taking all kinds of damage. Alright, you know what? I think we just need to sink it. My ship's in bad shape at this point. Oh, there went one of our sails. Yeah, I shouldn't have messed around. Oh yeah, he's out. All right, here we go. We're sending the USS Providence to port. There was a button for that. So that's how we do it. So hopefully now we can get repairs. And it looks like it's going to take 24 days for the repairs. And hopefully we can also kind of get them refit, get a new crew on board, things like that. So we'll leave them to take care of all of that. Let's go ahead and manage our colonies for a minute. There's not a lot of income coming in right now. We can reduce cost by turning these things off, but I don't think we will. We're not going to really spend anything to invest at the moment. I need all the money I can get to worry about things like weapons, which I'm going to go ahead and buy some of right now. Get some brown besses. Not a lot in the way of other types of weapons available at the moment. All right, so I'm trying to draw some of his forces out of Boston so we can maybe hit part of them and not have to fight the whole thing, but it doesn't seem to be working, although I did draw them out of Middleborough, which I didn't necessarily want to do. He's going to take Providence, which means we're going to have to go retake Providence. And now it looks like the forces are going to come out of Boston. All right, I think we might have an advantage here. Let's take advantage of it. Okay, we're into the battle, and he's trying to get around my flank, so we're going to extend our flank a little bit. And once again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till he gets up close, and then we'll countercharge if he does try to charge into my lines anywhere. But so far we're just shooting it out, which is probably not ideal for us. All right, one of his units is already shattered. All right, let's try to break his left flank. We'll move units up into the void there. If we break this flank, we'll send a couple units up to try and deal with his artillery, but then we can start rolling up the flank. Oh, watch the friendly fire. These guys are exhausted, but we've got such massive numerical advantage here, I think it shouldn't matter about the exhaustion. This artillery's firing right into them. Alright, how are we doing everywhere else? Oh, losing over here. Alright, hit him. Charge into him. Let's do it. Oh, watch the friendly fire artillery. All right, just hang on for dear life on our left now, while we try to drive him off up here. All right, we should be in pretty good shape now. Got to deal with the guns. All right, that should deal with the artillery. Oh, he's breaking my left, but that's okay. We've got him everywhere else. Come on, boys. Run them out of here. All right, come on. We almost got him. There we go. All right, let's take a look at the final numbers. Oh, dang. All right, so we inflicted 1,333 infantry losses on a force of 2,000, so we pretty well wiped him out. We lost about 1,000 men, but that was a much smaller percentage of our force than of the force that he lost. So, and hopefully that means we got some experience for our units as well. Okay, so the good news is now we've retaken Providence. We're going to grab some guns and supplies in the meantime. And a couple of things we can do as far as research goes, and then I think we'll go ahead and wrap this episode up. 27 days on Army Innovation, which means once we have that, we will be one step closer to being able to get Continental Army, which will unlock Fusiliers and Artillery Company, which will be huge for us. We'll work on our intelligence department here pretty soon. Our artillery department will get both of those going pretty soon. We do have some construction going. We're also trying to get this ship repaired so we can start taking it out again. But we've won some important victories over the British Army in the field, which I think is going to be really valuable for the long game, getting those early victories rather than retreating and letting the British build their forces up. So let me know your thoughts. Use the comment section below. We are in a much, much better situation than we were in the last campaign. I think we're getting the hang of this. We'll be back again tomorrow with another episode. Thanks for watching.